Now, Friday Night Football, presented by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into another thrilling Friday Night Football. He's Mark, I'm Alex. We are down to the Elite Eight here in Indiana as teams go for a regional championship.
And what a night for football it was. It was cold, it was snowy, it was classic November football. On to our first game of the night, the 5A regional championship between Concord and Michigan City. A good football game for some hot cocoa, but it was the teams that were on fire. 20 seconds into the game, Concord's Julius James intercepts the Michigan City pass, and he is tackled inside the red zone. And then 2 plays later, Ethan Kane hits Julius James for the touchdown. He gets it done on both sides of the ball. Concord up 7-0. Michigan City counters as Bryce Heyman shoots to the outside, breaks a tackle, and dives for the end zone. This game is tied up at 7, but not for long. Michigan City's Lyric McFerrin slices through Concord's defense like a hot knife through butter. The touchdown run gives the Wolves the 14-7 lead, and still in the first quarter, Heyman hits Demetrius Garrett Jr. right here in the corner of the end zone. The Wolves out on top 20-7. They never look back. Michigan City rolls over Concord 62-21. The Wolves are going to semi-state. Michigan City knocks off Concord in regionals for the second straight year. They will play New Palestine in semi-state.
Concord, meanwhile, sees their season come to an end, of course. The Minutemen finish with a 6-6 record, but still back-to-back sectional titles. To 4A, Mishawaka and Lowell playing in a snow globe tonight at Steel Stadium. We're scoreless in the second. Under 2 minutes till the break. Snow really coming down now, but that wasn't going to stop Chris Harness. High steps into the end zone to put the Cavemen on the board. It was 7-0 at the half. But Lowell came to play out of the locker room. They give it to Tyler Wildman, running like his name, dives across the goal line for 6. The Red Devils would miss the extra point, so they trail 7-6 early in the third. The Cavemen answer. They march right down the field, and Harness finishes the job. His second touchdown of the night gives Mishawaka the 8-point lead, 14-6. We go to the fourth quarter now. Lowell threatening. Ethan Egris flips it to Wildman on the option, who gets the corner and scores from 15 yards out. They went for 2 to try and tie it, and Egris finds a wide open Blake Jansky to knock the game up at 14. On Mishawaka's next drive, they face a 4th and 5 on Lowell's 33. The triple option team decides to pass, and Sam Shively hits Bradley Taylor down the sideline. Taylor streaks into the end zone for the touchdown. What a gutsy play call. Cavemen take the 21-14 lead. They would add a late score to put this one away, and Mishawaka is regional champions. They knock off Lowell 28-14. The Cavemen will host Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger for a trip to the state championship. Okay, on to 3A. Oh, I feel like I need a breather. The Marion Knights look to win their 3rd regional championship in 4 years as they take on Fort Wayne Bishop Lourdes. On the first play from scrimmage, Lourdes quarterback Norm Napke throws it over the middle to Jordan Presley. Presley's off to the races, 74 yards to the house. That starts the game, puts the Lourdes up 7-0. Later in the first quarter, Napke to Presley again, this time on the screen pass. Presley has a knack for finding end zones tonight. Touchdown Lourdes. They go up 14-0. In the second quarter, Lourdes gets the ball back. This time they hand it off to Presley. Presley doing it all tonight. He makes his way to the 1-yard line. And the Lourdes score again. It's Presley again from a yard out. 3 touchdowns to start the game. They lead 21-0 later in the quarter. Napke looking for guess who? Jordan Presley again. Mr. Do-It-All. 4 touchdowns in the first half for him. Fort Wayne Lourdes wins big over Marion, 42-6.
To the 2A regional championship, the Bremen Lions host the undefeated Whiting Oilers. First drive of the game for Whiting. The Oilers face 4th down in the red zone, but Hunter Bennett stops Nino Barbosa behind the line of the game. It's a turnover on downs. The Lions take over, and so did running back Nathan Mullen. Check this out. Mullen stiff arms an Oiler before he's taken down for a huge gain. No one could stop Mullen tonight. Later in the drive, Bremen gets on the board as the fullback, Jacob Wonder, punches it in from 1 yard out. Bremen on top 7-0. But the Oilers answer. It's Tom Davenport who hits the edge and dives for the end zone right here. Touchdown Whiting, and we are all knotted up at 7. But the Lions start to pull away in the second quarter. Ryan Caldwell drops this pass perfectly to Justin Zumbrun. That's a touchdown. Lions go up 14-7, and Bremen goes on to win the 2A regional title 42-13. So for the first time since 2011, the Bremen Lions are 2A regional champs.
Congrats to them. It's been a fantastic season, and it keeps going. Next week, the Lions will play Eastbrook for semi-state. Bremen hasn't advanced to the state title game since 1995. To 1A, the Triton Trojans looking for their first regional championship in school history against the #1 team at 1A in the state of Indiana, the defending champs, Pioneer Panthers. First drive of the game, Panthers face 3rd and long, but running back Danny Gregorich shoots up the gut, breaks a couple tackles before he finds the end zone. That's a 35-yard touchdown run. After a failed 2-point conversion, Pioneer up 6-0. The Trojans would fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and the Panthers capitalize. That's quarterback Jack Kaiser. He's going to play for the Irish. He finds the end zone. The Panthers get the 2-point conversion this time as they lead 14-0. The Trojans go 3 and out on their first offensive drive of the game, and the Panthers score as soon as they get the ball back. It's Kaiser again. The Notre Dame commit scored 5 touchdowns as Pioneer dominates Triton 66-0. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Friday Night Football.